So I mentioned overnight to go to YouTube and find the channel Mantis, Mantis. They've been posting their X spaces, and Elon Musk just drops in these all the time, most especially with this Laura Loomer, who he had, messed with her account because she disagreed with him about H-1B visas. Which is now why people like me, or, her especially, I mean, what she put up with, there's one video, you'd have to go back in my menu and find it. I gave the title of it, and you have to go to like those X spaces are long. And Elon is so horrible. He is such a nasty person, and he loves it. He loves it. He says that's how he truly is. That's how he is with his family, and it drives them nuts. Yeah, he's one of those people that loves to antagonize. Loves it. So that person you see on the media, or when he's around Trump or on Joe Rogan, that's not who he is. It was so dark who he is. It's like he's going out of his way to be. But with this, which is fine if he wants to be nuts, which he is. And he says it even. But with Laura Loomer, he was such a horrible person to her. How she handled, I mean, they kept pushing her to apologize, and they turned this bullshit because she wants there to be a major curtail on H-1B visas, okay? Well, that doesn't serve Mr. Musk, who needs his indentured servitude, and that's what it is. He's been accused of it before. So he just gets around it by saying, well, it's legal. They have a visa. Yeah, but that's majorly being abused. We don't need that on our country. That will be a curse on our country. Because whether you believe it or not, God brought the pilgrims here because they were praying to find a place. They wanted away from the Church of England, and yet they wanted to, form their own, following God as the leader. So it's really no different than the Israelites. God always finds them a promised land. So the last thing, you curse the land when you then bring in indentured servitude. Which is why I think this slavery shit has always been being done by the likes of the character types of Elon Musk and those that came before him. And all of Silicon Valley. Because they hate Christianity. They hate Americans, but they'll hate you less if you're an American, but you're not a Christian. If you're a Christian and you're an American, then they hate you. That's why they had no problem being so nasty to Laura Loomer. Oh, so bad. I don't know if anybody went and listened to it. I had to shut it off a couple times. It was like, I don't know how she's put up with that. There's nothing there. That's why this man has to constantly do crazy shit like shooting rockets up in the sky as if we'd never done that. Okay, yeah. Because there's nothing that keeps him, satiated. There's nothing that keeps him grounded because there's nothing to him. There's no substance there. So that's why when everybody says, oh, he has a heart for humanity. No, he doesn't even have a heart. But if you really want to know who he is, you got to go to the Mantis channel on YouTube. And it is just audio, but boy, oh boy, the stuff you'll hear come out of Elon's mouth, it's a totally different person. And not good. And he says that's who he truly is. He went as far as to tell Laura Loomer that just because you won the election doesn't mean that you control the country. Because again, what did he say? He was willing to die. He was willing to go to war over H-1B visas. So after they ridiculed, emotionally and verbally, raped Laura Loomer there, because they went on way too long doing the whole guilt trip. So that's what they were doing, was turning this whole incident, because it's clearly obvious to anybody that has a brain that Elon took her down because she was saying it straight about the H-1B visas. And so what they've done is then turn it on her and say she's a racist against Indians. No, the Indian thing keeps coming up because there's like 1 million of them that India wants to send in here. And if we don't want to live under a cursed land, and believe me, if God gives you a land, a promised land, then you need to be respectful of it and not allow indentured servitude. And that's just because Elon says it's legal. He doesn't understand the way our country works. He thinks he does because he has money. He does. He says that. He's like, you don't even understand, Laura. You don't understand. What have you done for this country? Well, clearly Silicon Valley hasn't done anything good for this country. They really haven't. Because the more advanced they've gotten, the more freedoms we lose. And the more heart of America that disappears. I mean, that spirit of America, that love for the country, I think that would go massively far in the, not having all these, increasing rates of depression. And tech is just, because they're empty and no substance people, it's just, they regurgitate it on everybody else. But he so much enjoyed rubbing it in her face, that because she said, well, Donald Trump wants to get rid of H-1B visas or curtail them, just like he said in 2016. And Elon said several times, we're not in 2016. This is the 2024 campaign. Can't you just get on board and accept? And I thought, man, that's why God is going, when you guys go down, it'll be the biggest humiliation, is because of that attitude towards people that were true supporters of Trump. Elon Musk isn't. But Elon Musk has become so arrogant in himself that they believe they have control of Donald Trump. That they can even go as far as to say they're not MAGA, but still be allowed to be in this Doge. That's how arrogant he is. That's why that person is, I think, been posting those X spaces so that you can see who the true Musk is. He's a nasty, nasty bastard. The stuff he was saying to her, and he's not, so I know that people come here and they weren't born here, and you naturalize legally and all that. I totally look at you as American citizen, but they were trying to turn this on her that she wants all immigrants gone. No, she doesn't. She wants the illegal ones gone, and she wants this indentured servitude that keeps being brought into the country to end. And I'm with her on that. And what they're doing is trying to turn it around that she's against Indians. No, she's not. It has nothing to do with that. And we're sick of you playing that game. So the minute Vivek and Elon pulled that bullshit, that's how you know they're a globalist, because it's the globalists that push that. That's the reason you've been told your whole life that there's always a black and white division. They need it to always go on. They do. But they're the ones that continue to enslave everyone while they make, while they get out the back door of the bank with all the money. So what we really have isn't a racial problem. It's a class problem. And that's for all of our government, professional organizations to have told us, Americans, that no, we have to accept anything that you will allow to come across the border. What? No, why? No other country does that. Usually when you come into somebody's home, you have respect for it. Clearly Musk doesn't, but then he sees himself as an American citizen. Well, I think there can be an argument made for that when you come illegally. He may be naturalized now. Laura Loomer said she didn't call, he's got upset because he said, people want to see me deported. And she said, well, I don't want to see you deported, Elon. I put in the comment section, no, I think I'd like to see him deported. We need to be selective. And no matter what the left and the globalists say, no, we have a right to say, no, we want the best in this country. That means not how much money you have, Elon, or how many businesses you have. It means that you have a heart for America, because that is what built America to be great. It wasn't you idiots in Silicon Valley. It was because of the heart in every American.